Hey Spuddies, Potatomcwhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Imperator Rome. So we're going to be sitting pretty here just for a bit. I want to go ahead and restore my offices here. So I got to wait until I have 30 stability. So we'll be waiting a few months here. But in the meantime, we'll be building up power points. We'll be building up cash. Hopefully I can build a granary in my capital soon and then fill this up with more people, more excess population, because we want to get them all into the capital. We want to build up a nice thing. I'm also hoping that some more population are getting moved over here. And the hope is that if I start, centralizing my population into a single province, I want to lose centralization here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the loses 3 centralization. So as I centralize population, I'll be more efficient with my stability costs. And I'm actually going to do the same thing over here and set it to decentralized population. There's a 33% chance that a pop is moved to the capital of this province, which will make migrating a little bit easier. Although usually I only like to do that after I've already cleaned out a province, but it's fine. We're up to 20 stability. And we need to get up to 30 to assign a new officer. And we're missing out on some nice bonuses as a result of not having that. I'm going to bribe the High Priest to get him to be a little bit better, because he's not providing us with the full Omen Power benefit. You can see we're only getting 65% of his Omen Power bonus because he is disloyal. So by bringing that up a bit, we're getting a bit more Omen Power, which will in turn mean that any Omens we do will be better. Doo-doo. Alrighty, so we are waiting for our stability to tick up. It's ticking up pretty quick. We're getting 0.76 per month roughly. And you can see, as our power level has increased, so too has as the size of our nation, so too has the size of these retinue troops. And we can actually afford a little bit more archers, so I'm going to go ahead and get a little bit. And I like to focus on archers early in the game, because we have the forest heritage, so our archers are better. And there's also a really nice first tradition here, the archers offense plus 15%, which will give us a total archers offense of 25%, yes, which means our archers are 25% better at doing damage. Now, one of the downsides of this strategy is your nation is really unstable, but it gets more efficient as your centralization goes down. So I actually don't mind hanging out here for a bit. Now, the city of Salia is over here, is it? I go Salia, I can find that. Salia is here. This could gain a marketplace. I don't think that's really worth it. So what I might do is I might trick the game by building a marketplace. And now that there's no building slots, the option here changes, and I'll get 2 free tribesmen. And then I just cancel the marketplace. And essentially I created 2 tribesmen out of thin air, basically. It's a bit of a magic trick. It's a nice one though. Up to 4 pops here. We've got 12 out of 12 in here. Let's lift and shift. We'll lift these guys up. Drop one on the ground. And we'll start spreading. I'm also going to invest in a granary here. It will cost me 110 gold, but it will give me plus 5 population capacity, which means I'll be able to pack more and more population in here. I should have 1 tribesman promoted as a citizen so that I can see how efficient my research is. It's only 10% now. I'm going to be holding off on really doing mass conversions to citizens until I have much more than that. So yeah, we'll hold off on that one. So let's head down here and see we've got a 1% research ratio, which I guess is better than a 0% research ratio. So let's go ahead and plot out our settling area. So we want to put 6 over here. So I'll split that in half, put 6 to there, and then 5 to here. Settle and settle. And now we're picking up yet more population. You can kind of see our population. It can be a little bit janky. It thinks we only have 60 pops, but I'm pretty sure we have way more than that. Yeah, we have something. Actually, 70 something pops, 76 pops. I guess it just takes a minute to update. Since I don't have the religious power to do this, I'm going to go ahead and spend my oratory power on enticing business investments, which will give me more import routes. Now, I don't really have anything to spend my import routes on right now, but as the game goes on, we'll have more and more stuff to be able to import here, which will be really, really nice. Let's have a look here. And Insalia has maxed out its population. So we're going to go ahead and migrate that as well. And we'll drop one back down, and then we might run over to the capital. Did I not build the marketplace? I did not. So we'll build that marketplace, and then get these guys moving over to settle there. Because the capital is the most efficient place. Oh, we get some stability. Nice. That's going to mean that we can do more migrations for less negatives. So we'll just hang on until the thingy is built. Marketplace, and then the population capacity should shoot up quite a bit. There it is, it's up to 32. We can settle more people down in here. Now we've got 27 population in the capital, all producing gold and manpower for me. And this is like, I don't know, it's kind of a weird strategy, but it's a lot of fun. Now I definitely want to lift these guys up because they're starving, and I don't want these pops to starve. So I'll do a double lift. League of Legends players might catch that reference. So I'll do a double lift and get these guys out of here. And then we can start settling some of these other ones. So I need 4 pops in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3. You always want to have one more than the total pops so that you can lift it. I want 6 for this spot as well, and I've got 7 left. See, I might just take 4 and then send 3 to the capital. And then settle them in the capital. And keep on going. Lose stability. I'm gonna imprison this guy and then release him. Keep him loyal. Fortunately, I'll lose this guy, but I will assign him anyway. So yeah, just imprisoning and releasing will keep people loyal. It gives you the best outcome, I feel. Basically, you imprison a guy and then you release him, and then everyone is kind of like, yeah, I guess that's fair. He was, you know, he was imprisoned. He got what was coming to him. Okay, let's settle in. Now, there is a bit of an awkwardness that we have to kind of cross a thing to get to our capital. It's fine. So we're up to 30 population in the capital, and it is currently producing a healthy amount of cash for me. Ah, miraculous recovery, very nice. Now we do have some points of the religious kind, but I'm going to save those because I would like to do another religious investment here to bring the happiness of this guy up. Our current centralization is at minus 30%, so we're spending a little bit less stability to do lifts and shifts. I like to check the population screen to look for any potentially starving cities. These all look fine. This is up to 7 pops. I'm going to take Amicia here, ideally first. The dominant culture here is not Swabian. I don't want my high priest to lose loyalty. I don't want to lose religious power. So I'll take the hit at gold because the negative gold events aren't that bad. Ah, there we go. A gift from the gods. We just got that money back. That's exactly what we were hoping for. So I might lift up Marcia here. I think that'll be a reasonable thing to do. The dominant culture is not Swabian, is it really? I could force that with a little bit of civic power and then lift it, and I think I will do that. How much room in the capital have I got? I've got room for 2 more in the cap, and I've also got this to settle, so I'll take 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Settle them there. I'll take half up to the capital of this province, and then I'll send 2 back to the true capital of my nation. Now that we've got this region perfectly settled, it's time to start lifting up the population and start moving that. Now you can see, I've only got 1 pop in each of these cities. I've just got 1 pop. But the important thing is, later on, the sort of transitional strategy is to heavily invest in getting our stability really high and working these favor of Nerthus, which will give us lots of national population growth, which is going to mean that we have just insane amounts of tribesmen appearing everywhere that we can migrate and lift up and keep the momentum going there. I will not join your defensive league, thank you. settle you down. We're going to settle you in this capital province because we're going to lift that up in a second anyway. We're going to wait for the Swabians. There should be a dominant culture of Swabian. Might take a minute. Yes, okay, I will sell you that. You can see the capital is up to 32 population, and we need to save up for another marketplace to keep feeding people into that. We're already building, like, I mean, like, if you look at Rome, right? The capital of Rome has 52 population. We have 32 already. Like, year 63. Remember, we started with 9 pops, okay? We started with 9 population. We're 13 years into the game, and now we have 10 times as many population. So this is like a really fun and engaging strategy, in my opinion. I have a lot of fun doing this. Let's have a look at the population map modes. There's quite a few in here. I think I'm going to lift up this capital province and then immediately drop one back down. Again, I'm dropping one back down so that I own a province that will then feed me things. Now, I have 22 cities. Once I get to 25, I will become a regional power. And things will get a little bit dicey being bordering these guys, but it should be fine. I want to settle this area next. I'm also going to want forts on these like little bridge provinces. And I'd also like a fort in my capital because that's just like a slave problem waiting to happen. But yeah, I'm going to want provinces like, see where these little lines are? I'm going to want provinces all along this area eventually. Right now, it's not a big deal. But we've got 9 population to spread about. We could put 5 in here. Or we could put 7 in there. I like that. And then just drop 2 on whatever the highest population spot is. And then lift them up in a bit. We just want to drop them back down so they don't cost us maintenance. Because every time you lift up these migratory units, they're costing me maintenance. That's why I'm losing gold. So I want to like lift them up and then drop them back down as fast as possible so they don't keep costing me money. So now we should have a majority of our pops in here. I'll also want to lift this up next. But I might wait for some more population to migrate there. Prominence and popularity, very nice. Also want to save up for more granaries to keep feeding people into my cap. Ah, trade wins. Commerce value, very nice. So there should be a 33% chance that a pop has moved into this capital every month. So in theory, pops should be centralizing here, although I don't know if that really works. I'm also doing it over here. It's probably a mistake to do it over here. But as the pops grow over the next 15 years, like it'll cost me 50 to change this. And I just don't see a benefit to changing it other than like a slightly cheaper whatever. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and start a migration. We're up to 12 here now. I might wait to save on stability. I could lift this up too. I might just do that. Settle you down. We can also pick up a military tradition. We're going to pick up Archer's offense first because that gives us a plus 25% damage boost on our Archers total now. We want to put 6 of you guys in here and 5 of them in here. So we'll take 1 pop and send them to the capital. That's just what we do. You just take whatever's remaining and send them off to your capital to keep boosting that up. And even if we're slightly over our pop limit here, it's fine. We're now a regional power. So some important things have changed. We no longer have allies, but we have an extra clan chief. We get a better government bonus multiplier. And can I get... I want access. I'm going to improve relations with these guys to see if I can't get them to be friendly with me. And I'll send them a gift too. That's a travesty. The high priest was murdered, so we're going to have to wait for a little bit of stability to tick back up. Let's go to the capital province, and we're up to 16%, so let's go ahead and start making more religious endowments. Waiting for the stability to increase. He's a scorned family, but he's really good at the job, so I think he's the best target. There it is, you take the job. costing me some manpower standing there. Settle you in place. Might be a good idea to get a navy going. Now, we can only build Liburnians and triremes. There's a whole other section of things that, like, we haven't really explored yet. Like, you can see there's, like, coastal sea, there's ocean, and each type has, like, their own modifiers and stuff. And then there's stuff like rivers as well. You can navigate these rivers. That might be useful. So I might build a little bit of a navy. I can't tell if these can carry ships. So the trireme has slightly lower maneuver, but it is slightly better at taking damage and dealing damage. I might build a few triremes here. They're a little bit more expensive. I might just make 4 of them for now. Although they're kind of expensive and I'm trying to save up money to build up my capital, so I might hold it off. But I'm kind of worried that I'll get my troops stuck here and I can't migrate them out of here. That's kind of like my big worry, honestly. Anyway, we'll keep on keeping on. We have another tribal chief. That's another advantage of becoming a regional power. There's a lot of really nice stuff. We get extra power points per month. And we have this guy right here. Now, these guys are starving, so let's get them lifted up quickly. And then drop them back down. So we've got a 3 and a 4, which perfectly fits these guys. That's the 4, and that's the 3. Settled and settled. Okay, what's the population here? 16 of 16. Let's lift and shift. Boom. Moving 16k pops in one go. Swap one out. Settle you in there. And look to settle in here. So we've got a 4 over here. So we'll grab 1, 2, 3, 4. Send it to Shatai. And then I've got a 6 in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Send it to there. And then we've got a 5 right there. So that actually works out nicely for my whole army is can split up and take this over. 5 random cohorts. I'm going to reject that because I don't want him to have a much bigger army because that'll just cause problems down the road. Now, in terms of importing, we could import wood from ourselves. I think I will because that's worth like a little tiny bit of cash. And we'll settle you guys in place. Every time we lift up, we lose a little bit of cash, but the long-term gain is worth it, I think. The problem is this city is going to be a little bit overpopulated. Goddamn pirates. Where are they even from? They have a good mixture of ships. We'll need that. It's causing me issues. Local tax, commerce value. That's really bad. It's like 2 years of negative penalties. I need to build a navy as much as I want to increase the population of my capital. This is hurting my income a lot. Where do you even go? Looks like they're coming up from here somewhere. There's got to be a pirate haven somewhere doing that. Let's go ahead and start building a navy. Now I can see that these guys have some Liburnians, some Hexers, and some Tetras. Now, Hexers are weak to Octers, so I might do like... Let me have a look here. These are pretty expensive. Do they have Liburnians? Looks like they might actually have triremes. So what if I build basically a mirror fleet to them? But add 2, like, a couple Liburnians on the ends for the extra flanking range. It'll take a very long time to build. But the hope is that I'll be able to... Okay, Menapia has declared war on me. Now, we do have some advantages going for us. Um, let's just see who joins this war. That's actually really bad. It looks like 2 of their allies have joined. Let's have a look at what the armies look like. They have a navy. I do not. These are loyal to Duomanic Tancred, who is probably in prison, right? Let's have a look. Characters. Imprisoned. No. I might just stick someone reasonable in here. Need to get my whole army together to defend my capital, because if they capture my capital, it has no fort, so slaves will be taken. We did manage to beat them. We will be defending. We are going to be fighting again. Let's change to... They're probably going to counter my shock action with like a bottleneck, so I might go to skirmishing on my armies. To try to... so I'd love a button up here that would like assign all of the tactics to all these armies that I have selected. That would be cool. So I'm going to switch... And they went for envelopment, so it's a neutral outcome for me. I want to make sure they can't siege down my capital, because that's really important. If they siege down my capital, it's really bad. And what I might also do is invest in some stability to make my stuff a little bit happier. Let's have a look. You're still recovering. God, I don't want to imprison this guy, but I will release him immediately to keep him happy. And then reassign him to his job. It's like a micro exploit, but I think it's fine. My goal is to try and get these guys to want peace. Now, if I could also maybe take a couple of their cities, I'd be happy with that too. Because they do have some resources in here that I'd like. Mainly fish and grain, which I'm already producing quite a bit of. That would be cool. He's got a little stack running around here that's going to cause me issues, but that's okay. You guys are more than welcome. So I actually need to defeat this fort, which is a bit of a problem. See if we can get these guys... Actually, if I could make them into my tributary, it would be really, really nice. So we're still on... I'm going to go for deception. Yeah, I'm going to go for shock, actually. And they are locked in, so we're going to reinforce. Shock, they went for skirmishing. We captured one of their generals. Let's cancel that walk. They're doing a whole bunch of sieging out here because I have no forts, which really sucks. Fosia pays 170 and we gain 10 stability. I'm going to do that because right now my stability is bad. Looks like they're bringing some stacks back to maybe look to fight me. Bring you in. Okay, there's going to be a big battle here. I countered their strategy. That's good. Hopefully my troops can get there in time to reinforce. We did. We're still countering their strategy. They've got more coming in. We're still countering. More are piling in. More are piling in. We get a morale back. Nice. This time we're kind of even in strategies. Let's take these depleted retinues back to the capital to rest up while we continue the siege. Need to get them rested up as soon as possible. Okay, unit reorganization. Unit reorganization. We need all of these to recover as fast as possible. They're going to recover, I can't tell what their thing, 135 men per month. But who's the least hurt? I need you moving out there now. Let me make sure I time, yeah. You're going to go occupy there. I'm going to turn you off, unit reorganization. I will aid him because I don't want to lose any loyalty on any of my guys. Right, we got that siege down. Can I piece you out? Okay, I need to wait. I need to either fully siege him or wait. I'd like to take him as a tributary. That would make me really happy if I could take this guy as a tributary, because it would be a source of gold that I can build like building infrastructure, which would be really, really nice. Okay, you're basically healed up, so I'm going to bring you back to the fighting lines. You see they're occupying the hell out of me, which really, really sucks. I mean, some of my people are starving. There's not much I can do about it. I just got to live with it. When did this war start? That is the question. So I should be able to piece these guys out pretty soon. If it started on 19th October, so I got to wait one more year and then I can piece them out. You guys are going to be healed up fully. Let's see if we can catch this 2-stack. And we did, and now we're on the defensive. And we're doing skirmishing against their bottleneck, which is great. We cleared that out. We're catching them stack after stack before they can commit to a fight. This one, they kind of held their strategy a little bit better. Now, we are burning real manpower here, but that's okay. They're fully occupying me, which really sucks. Because this is like really slowing down my strategy. But if I can get this guy fully occupied, I can take him as a... I can take him as a tributary and then reduce the sort of difficulty of the war that I'm having. Can I force march you out of this problem? No. Can I force march you into a solution? Perhaps. I'm going to predict that a envelopment action here will work. Turn off forced march. We have a little bit of archers here. See if we can cancel that siege, although... Go. Skirmishing versus skirmishing, which means we take less casualties. Okay. 19th of October. Okay, so I've got this guy fully occupied, which is important. I need to fully occupy this area. So this guy's fully occupied, which means he's much more likely to take peace. And I need to start dealing with some of this stuff over here. We're burning a lot of manpower. I need to siege this down as well. If I could get this siege down, I would have complete control of this area. You guys are pretty healthy. Why don't you go siege that? Let me have a look. You're pretty healthy too. These guys are a little hurt, so I might take them to somewhere safe where they can heal up a bit. He's got 11,000 troops. Okay, I can't afford to siege this down, not while there's like a big bunch of troops over here. We're going to merge these armies up. Let's see if we can't catch this 11 stack. Unfortunately, he countered our strategy. I'm going to let the battle play out. I think I win this anyway. I will accept your foreign claims. Okay, so now unfortunately I have to send these guys back to heal. He will almost accept this. If I can get him fully occupied in the meantime, I think I can do this. But he will now that he is fully occupied, he will become my tributary. Probably give me a bit of cash too. Okay, awesome. So I pieced one of the opponents out, which means I'm facing a lot less troops. And not only that, but this guy is now my tributary, which is really, really good. And Rebellion Threshold. You have a look here. Threshold is here because I'm a regional power. He has 35 pops that want to rebel, so being at war here is a problem. I might just like liberate him and kind of take the cash that I'm at peace. We got plundered again, which really sucks. Let's get these. I can't select them. They're in an awkward spot. Go ahead and take these guys on. The most important thing is that I cut down the number of troops I have to worry about. And we can start de-sieging all this with my retinues in a bit. See if we can catch these guys. Catch this 3 stack. We've got a 7 stack defending with a river crossing advantage. Very nice. Let's send these guys to go deal with all of this occupation, which is causing me issues. War exhaustion is really, really high. Let's pay some military points to bring that down a bit. My army attrition is causing me an issue too. We're de-sieging. Catch this little stack, push him back. They're actually holding really well because they countered my strategy, which sucks. Let's go ahead and change that to skirmishing and bottleneck. I'll put a leader in charge of you for now. We are burning cash. It's far from good. But we're in the process of de-sieging this stuff. How does he feel about peace? He thinks he's winning. Okay. That's pretty normal. Rebellion will break out in 32 months. I need to keep an eye on that. Let me have a look. You guys are loyal. You guys are not loyal, so I might merge... I deselect you and merge these. And give them a minute to recover. Preferably in territory where they're not taking like ridiculous attrition. Okay, now the war is looking a little bit better for me. He would. Peace out. I'd love to take this province for myself. Could I sneak it? Let's have a look. If I can de-siege enough. Okay, we need all these guys to get together. Let's imprison this guy and then release him. I need to force march. What I really need to do is capture these last couple of provinces. Fortunately, I was just a little bit too slow, and I'm going to take a battle here that I really shouldn't. Our commander is slightly better. We are missing an elder. And 29 months before I have to release that tributary. I was hoping that I'd be able to keep him. Fortunately, I will not. We are holding, kind of. I'm just going to force march you all the way back to here. I'm going to retreat this army all the way back to here as well. Go ahead and get some sieging going. So let's talk about suing for peace. He would take this, he would give me this province. He won't give me all the money though. He'll give me some money, surely. But not all of it. So I can take this province and a bunch of cash. Let's do it. Okay, so that was I didn't want to get into a war. I'm pretty unhappy about the war. It did give me a chance to unite my capital province, I guess. Which is kind of cool. So now I think it is worth it to do the centralize. Problem is these guys are all the wrong culture and stuff. I'm gonna have to do cultural assimilation in my capital, which I really don't want to do. But I need to have this culture be mine, because it's causing me religious problems too. But yeah, there we go. Alright, we won the war, we stabilized, and we can get back to settling. Kind of slowed us down there, but 20 years in, we've already taken a bite out of Belgium. We own most of Germania, and we're still working on it. And we can get right back to lifting and shifting populations. Now, of course, there is a bit of a problem here in that we have like an outrageous amount of war exhaustion. Now, what I learned from that is I'm going to need forts. I don't really have the economy to support forts yet, but if I had a fort like here, one on my capital and one here and maybe one here, they wouldn't have been able to run around and do all that sieging. So that's the importance of forts, all right? Anyway, I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.